मॉर्निंग एक्टिविटी फिर ये भागे दौड़े तो एक सजेशन दिया गया कि क्या शाम एंट्री कर लिया कहाँ किया अरे सिखा दो
You have any connection?
माँ देख लिए चारू
Sorry, I can't
हम लोग जो है इसकी राखी आर के घर में हम लोग बात कर रहे थे। देखो ये आ गया आर के घर।
My daughter is laughing.
जहाँ पार्टी हो रही है वहाँ मैं आया जाता हूँ।
Beyond that, the interest will be with people who want to know more about it. Absolutely. That if they have an okay, it's when they were that is an okay. So that we are really
Actually, it is good. Somebody 4 hours. Yes.
So, I don't know what the intake exactly was, but for now, the intake at the department of the BTech program is about 108.
wow. 108.
108 is the BTech intake. Okay, that is, your batches probably would be about 30. So, in fact, when I started teaching here in '94, it was about, the first class that I taught was about 35. So, it has gone exponentially up. So, that's the student intake, and as far as the BTech part is concerned, the MTech and PhD programs have also grown in a similar manner. The number of faculty members is around 30. That I don't think has changed much. So, it's a different, slightly different version of the environmental engineering which used to exist at that time. So, this is an interdisciplinary program, an MTech program runs in that, and the people coming into that MTech program. That's one major thing that has happened. The second thing which has happened is the creation of a pseudo-dynamic laboratory facility. So it's one of its kind lab which is under construction. It's more or less over. I mean, like it's got some real-time, real scale, or one-to-one kind of a scale of about a 2-story to 2.5-story building. Or if you take it out from another building, it's a major structural engineering facility for with all kinds of instrumentation you can do and stuff like that. So that's under that has already, that's more or less ready. So if you have any interest, these are the two things which are new. So we'll go from electrical. I think we'll just go along this side. We'll start with go to mechanical. Kishore is the acting head today, so he'll just.
morning, so I can see some of my mechanical which is here.
Ranjan Jain, Manjikant Thareja, Gautam
You
Khanna.
have no recollection of all this.
So much.
Vishal Jain.
Yeah, so welcome. And, you are all, some of you are coming after a very, very long time. So the department has changed a lot. As such, the strength has increased tremendously, and now our intake is about 100. And similarly, our faculty strength also has increased tremendously. The emphasis is now becoming more and more modern. And apart from BTech, we also have BTech MTech program, which is of late very much in demand, particularly from the placement point of view. Probably they are preferring more BTech MTech from the core engineering. Of course, the software and those things, management and all that, still prefer BTechs who have a lot of management skills. But from the core engineering, a lot of BTech MTech, BTMP programs gaining a lot of attention. And we also have a lot of PhD program. PhD strength is close to about 100. So as far as the streams are concerned, of course, you know, we have solid mechanics, we have manufacturing science, we have fluid mechanics. So everything is going in the more modern way and more nano way. For example, machining and all that, we are looking at how to get nano machining. So even the polishing and all that. Okay, Jane is here, of course, you can interact with him from all these machining part, nano machining and so on. And we also have something known as some foray lab, where people are supposed to do all these modern machines by themselves. Of course, there is a lot of help. Dr. Dande, of course, has developed that foray to a great extent. So if you have interest, you can see that. Dr. V.K. Jain works in the nano machining and in finishing, and we also have tabletop machining process. So while a lot of solid mechanics, there's a lot of numerical modeling and molecular modeling of these polymers, the nanofracture, and we also have high-speed dynamic fracture area, one in which the fracture, which is at a very high speed, to really capture that, we have one high-speed photographic machine which can take 100 million frames per second picture. So you can really freeze all the fracture before it takes place. So we have one. And all these things are supported by the institute as well as MHRD and so on, because many of this equipment really cost several crores. So we have one. So some of you people and as well as any other departments, of course, will be very happy to see. And apart from that, we have the energy and so on. So we have Avinash Agarwal, who is working in IC engines. So he is really looking at the combustion, taking photographs of these transparent engines, so you can actually take the pictures. So that's one area you should be seeing that. And in fluid mechanics and all that, we have modeling of nanoflows, porous flows, and even visualizing the fluid, the combustion, and so on. So like this, so we have so many areas. I just mentioned one or two areas, and then you please come today or tomorrow. I will look at that. Okay.
That was his hometown.
Sure. That's his home.
We'll see. Jagala, we'll see. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, and then we have to talk to individuals because there's a lot of, we have a very strong numerical modeling group also. Sure. Either the solid mechanics, fluid mechanics, so you have to talk to them.
So what will happen basically, we'll probably break into smaller groups because pseudotype people, when there are some who are more academically oriented and there are some who are more recreationally oriented. The more people who are actually interested, so that we don't make it a mela.
Yeah.
So
If you can come in a group,
yeah. So we come in proper groups based on interest and then
Not everyone. I'm sitting in for Professor Sandeep Sangal, who is our current head. He's vacationing at Khajuraho, and I'm here to welcome him formally on behalf of MSc, that is Material Science Engineering. I think I know Mohit, who is from metallurgy. Anyone else?
Yes.
Here from metallurgy? Okay.
Devek Nathani.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember your face. I remember. And actually, I joined this institute on 2nd of January 1987. So I've just completed 25 years. By the time you were graduating, I joined, and we must have crossed each other, and at least I have your space looks like really accurate. I've seen you running in the extractive metallurgy corridor.
There are two other metallurgy people supposed to come in. So Himanshu Chakravarti should be here, I think, in R2.
Okay.
And then Karthik Sitaraman is also supposed to come.
Okay. I'm available all around. There's absolutely no problem.
I check.
So,
Yes, the party.
so the time you graduated, that's 1980, you were known as the Department of Metallurgical Engineering. I think 89, the department's name first changed.
Sharad.
Sharad Mehrotra is coming.
Okay.
And Sandeep Jain is visiting.
Yeah, Sandeep is already coming.
So first,
Manas?
probably close. The main reason is they get a lot of advice from the coaching center from because of too young recruits. As you can imagine that because of this large increase, the space is a big problem for students. So we had moved to the new building in 2000. See, basically what must have happened is that almost every subject is now treated at a greater detail. Researcher at that time, and I'm doing it in class 8 or class 9. And so therefore relativity will be taught in class 11 sometime next, which is kind of the case. So that is happening, the knowledge is getting compressed. But on the flip side is, maybe my field world is absenteeism, and it's not just Kanpur, all IITs, all all over. They are facing the many students don't like to come. The reason, one reason is of course now excellent material on the web, so people think that they can get by. Imagine Prabhakar, who is always interested in technology, he's trying out these new styles of teaching, which means that in the classroom you rather discuss their difficulties. So classrooms, typical classrooms are more like tutorials, and they're supposed to see the material previously.
Because I wanted that piece of paper bad. That explains why I'm putting code for it. So first thing is, in our days, the department was aeronautical engineering, but I remember. Because now aerospace. The good news is we have more space now. So that is our contribution to aerospace. In terms of student strength, like every other department, aerospace now has about 45 students every year. And some of the rooms, classrooms that we have are actually, it's a boon that not all students come to the class. Difficult to breathe there. In fact, last semester I had to hold a class in the IME building. They were a brand new building, Industrial and Management Engineering. And because it turns out nowadays you also have more flunkies in the class. People don't clear in time, so the third one, less from the MTech and less from the Right, so what happened? As an institute like us, we are not getting good graduates. Let's have one degree program where students are forced to पहले वाले वो मिले कि
क्लास। अब कितने मजे में खा रहे हैं।
आपके इनिशियल मैच में 10
अकेले हम स्टार्ट IIT किया था। नाम के साथ
रूम शायद 103 है वही लाइन में।
और इधर क्या सोच रहे थे कि कहाँ गायब हो गए। वहाँ देख रहे थे वो भी गायब हो।
स्वीट ले लीजिए स्वीट।
वेट करो।
चावल तो याद आ गया मुझे। हाँ चावल याद आ गया।
yes, you have agreed to kind of come. I'm happy that a lot of you are here. So welcome once again. The reason for this 15-minute, I don't think I'll take more than 10-15 minutes on this, this course or whatever it is to talk to you a little bit about the Alumni Association, which is the association of the alumni, and all of us belong to that. And it just so happens that I'm the secretary for, this is a 2-year term. So I started in April. So I think it's important that all of you who are outside the institute or working wherever you're working should know what the Alumni Association is, what it does, what it tries to do, and so on. And I'm sure there are a lot of questions. If there are any questions, we can deal with the questions today. We can deal with them over the next 2 days. We can deal with them later on. Okay. So let me just get started. This is Alumni Association. This I'll kind of skip. This is more of a formalities thing, that it is registered in the Societies Act 76 में कुछ हुआ, convention हुआ, ये हुआ. So it's a properly registered body under the Societies Act, which has the implication that you are an independent group of people. And the qualification to belong to that group is that you have to be an alumnus of this place, which means you should have a degree, whatever it is. And the rest of it is all written here. Every 2 years there's an election up to the board of directors which runs the Alumni Association. And as secretary and part of it, we'll come to those details. This is the mission, so I'll not bore you with the details. You can read all these things on the website. This is the membership, which is regular and non-free membership, so those part is there. Regular members means those who have received degrees and diplomas awarded by the institute and have registered with the Alumni Association by paying the applicable life membership fees. So like any society, there is a life membership fees involved. Most of you would have paid it. I'm not sure what has happened. See, those details will come to later. I mean, those are precisely the kind of discussions that we'll have later on. Now, the governing body, as far as the Alumni Association is concerned, there is a patron at the top of the Alumni Association, and by the Constitution, the director of the institute also serves as the patron of the Alumni Association. And at present, it is Professor Jubilee Manna, who did his MTech from here in '84, and has joined, I think, maybe very early November. So he's just about a month and a half or two into this position. Before that, it was Professor Dhande, who was there for about 11 years plus. This is the board of directors that's as it stands, the president. There are 2 vice presidents, there's a secretary and treasurer, 4 members representing the broad-based. Let me ask you, how many of you voted in the Alumni Association elections last April? You. So there's only one guy. See, that's what electoral politics is all about. I mean, there's just one person who voted. And we are supposed to represent the Alumni Association. So, see, that is a big problem there. When I'm part of the Alumni Association, there is a reasonable reach, but still I'm not particularly sure what is the really latest updated position as far as these 25,000 people is concerned. So as far as your group is concerned, please do help us get this in order. So I think we leave this database discussion out. Now, financial position is another thing which is something of interest to you, in the sense that you should know what's going on here. I'll not get into this. Let me just see what else is there in this. Major activities from a corpus of this. We'll come to the financial position later on. Then there are these chapters which are not very well organized. I mean, see that somebody is sitting in Bangalore, somebody is sitting in Pune or Calcutta, whatever. They take some initiative and the chapter gets established. The only chapters which I know are reasonably active and organized to some extent is the Delhi and Outer Delhi. I don't know how many of you have been part of those chapters. Bangalore also, I'm told, is a little bit organized in some form. I'm not aware of any major others. They one off for it, so that's all right. But the Golden Jubilee, they're counting it from the point of entry. So the class of '62 had its Golden Jubilee just now, last 2 or 3 weeks of November 23rd, 25th, and so on. So in fact, for the batch of '63, it's next year. So this is the Alumni Association website, you can find information on.
My question is that the relationship between IITK Foundation and IITK Alumni Association, how they are
the Alumni Association. And the Institute recognizes more the importance of alumni by way of a source for funding activities in the Institute. So the Institute said, fine, there are the alumni who have been in the jobs for about 30 odd years at reasonable positions, so why don't we request them, ask them to help us with some resources one way or another. And as a part of this fundraising business that started around the 1990s, that's what my understanding.
Every batch, do we have one representative from every batch in the association who are the active members like you?
The answer is no.
So I would suggest that for every batch, like this batch we have come here, if you can have one representative who becomes treasurer number 1 to n for each of the batch and secretary number 1 to n for each of the batch, then maybe association of the particular batch to the alumni will increase, and we can have more fundraising also, because the amount of money which you are having in alumni association, after having so much of innovative bodies, I don't think it is worth mentioning also.
You're right. A good thought, I completely subscribe to that. We will look for, in fact, we are looking for these so-called, what you can call
the Pan-IIT Alumni Association. I live in Singapore where there is a huge IIT Alumni Association, and we provide membership fees, and they organize 6 events a year. So I don't know, maybe it's a small country and you've done a Pan-IIT, or is there a Pan-IIT Alumni Association in India as well?
I think you should take this question. I can't answer this.
Hello everyone. First of all, I joined the secretary of IIT Kharagpur and then make a very influential body, which became in US at least, I think, politically reasonably strong. And it has its presence because all the time it is opened by the President of India, most of the times, if not all the time. And Abdul Kalam, when he was the president, he was quite a force behind this. So the Pan-IIT has, I think, good level of recognition. As such, there is no legal standing of Pan-IIT. It is not, I think, that kind of official body. But as such, it has been an organization of originally 5 IITs, then the Roorkee joined, so that became the 6th. I think IITB is also listed as the 7th one. The other IITs are newer, so they don't have alumni as such. But this is what is the role of the Pan-IIT. They pick up a theme every year and then they hold a convention where they show their intellectual power and to some extent their political ambitions also of late. In Chicago, in fact, it was a big gathering. After that, in New York, I think Bill Clinton and all these people came over, and the ambassador of the United States came. San Petroda went from Delhi. So it's a real, high-level organization, so to say.
This time when we went to Calcutta, Arvind Kejriwal is a Kharagpur graduate. I was surprised Ajit Singh is also a IT graduate. I didn't know that. So then the Chief Minister was there, and the US Ambassador to India was there. So yes, so there is this name dropping is all right. There are people from the IT system who have done reasonably well, who can influence policy. So Pan-IIT, or for that matter, IIT Kanpur Alumni Association, we can position ourselves into a pressure group, a think tank. We can position ourselves into that kind of position and try to influence technical policy, educational policy for that matter, and so on. So, but that's what we can try to do. I'm not sure whether we are moving in that direction or...
Things that struck me, I was in the Delhi party that we were coming over by train, and we had a lot of healthy discussion, stimulated discussion, but very healthy. And one of the things which I enjoyed was, of course, the Buddha session, which we missed from the time. But there is a tie-in to something which you mentioned.
And you showed all the activities that are done. Is there a
defined mandate or charter for the Alumni Association?
There is. I skipped it because I thought I didn't want to kind of read that charter because there is a mission.
His question goes along that is, should we have that as a mandate? Is that already a mandate?
No, there is a mandate. There is a very clear mandate. In fact, if you want, I'll go back to that place and read the mission. Let me read it myself. I haven't read it in a while. This is what the mission is, to provide a vibrant forum that promotes interaction and networking among alumni of the Institute to help alumni achieve their professional goals, facilitate the association of alumni with their alma mater. That's what it is. And there's the last point, to contribute towards social development, whatever it means. So this is enshrined, I think, in the Constitution as part of the activities, the mission, and so on. So all this is, this was written at a time, I don't know, this part might have been written several years ago. So we are in the process of revising the Constitution as well. So your suggestions, your comments on the entire Constitution, the Constitution is on the website. So if there are specific comments that if this is what it is, then this is what the way it should run. Why don't we include this? Why don't we include that? We can have that kind of discussion. I mean, we are completely open to that.
Within and outside the organization. But somewhere we do not seem to be connected or engaged with the alumni bit. So there is a difference. We are engaged, we are connected and engaged with the IIT, but we are not engaged with the Alumni Association. We're very proud to be IITians, and we have stepped inside, outside. So we are connected and engaged with IIT, brand IIT, okay? But we don't seem to be connected or engaged with the Alumni Association. Now, is there a new way of working? For example, social media. You know, we seem to have a very informal, and the result today, a lot of effort we were talking in the train today, is because of individuals taking the initiative of connecting people in Facebook. And you'll see some good stuff today that we have been able to, in a very short time, just 3 of them, or at least one or two people here, able to collect information on 230 people, okay, in a very, very short time, because of the technology, because of the way the social media. Is there a different way the Alumni Association should work? Or should it work the way it is, you know, the orthodox or a traditional way of working?
I completely agree with you that all this discussion that we did and the Constitution that we have is written in or was written at a time when the communication was particularly together. Now, with the present day and age, some of these things have become marginally relevant. A lot of new things have become more relevant. So, how do we adopt or adapt to those things? Yes, that's a major issue. We need to resolve that. And your suggestions on that are absolutely welcome. I mean, we'll have to hammer out a lot of some details. But yes, there is once there is a need and there is a agreement that we should engage, the association and the alumni, at large should engage, then it's only a matter of finding out how do you engage. One way of engagement is the election. So you have an election process, you can have people who you think are in the right position, should be in the right place, making right decisions, and those people are the ones who you directly relate to that extent, and so on. So one of the ways of working is, we could talk about it, is to have batch representatives with whom you have a lot more closer interaction. And we, as a central body, let's say, we interact with those batch representatives as the interfaces with different batches. So that's one way of working, sure enough. So we could try to talk about that and see whether we want to have that as one of the ways of interaction. I think we are running out of time and we are almost...
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ॐ गं गणपतये
function, intermix. We are very aware that nobody will take more than half an hour to teach a formal function. So we are trying to mix things up. Okay, so generally what is supposed to happen, we are hopelessly behind schedule. So, and the question is that, see, actually the IITK runs by students, so right now there are not enough student volunteers around because the registration was supposed to happen there. The campus is opening on 29th December. So there are very few student volunteers, so we are trying to cover up, but there are gaps, so you have to put up with whatever disorganized nature of this reunion.
All three का tempo high है.
So the agenda, I'll just give you a brief summary of the agenda, but things may change depending on whether we linger on a particular thing and spend an hour, so something may get scrapped. So it will be more kind of a fluid agenda, but what we are supposed to do now is, we have, there is an organization called Prayas, so there is this opportunity school, and then there are student volunteers who teach the underprivileged children here. So those kids have actually made friendship bands for the batchmates. I think there may be some for the spouse and the kids also. उनके भी हैं क्या आपके पास? अभी नहीं है. ठीक है. So it's basically for the batchmates. So these girls will tie a friendship band. So we can start with one of them and finish that off. Then we have the batch introductions, where what happens is we give the batch photo albums. So batch photo albums, what has happened is because of sponsorships that we received, though it costed us more, we are giving it out at 1,000 rupees per copy. So we will distribute it now so that you can have a look at those rather than trying to peer at everybody's badges and try to figure out the names and things like that. And that's also good. That's also a good remembrance. So also what happens at this time is that we actually start with the page 1 in the batch album and announce the name, and the batchmate and the family members come to the stage and introduce themselves. So we skip that, so that will save some time. So then there is a chart party outside. Confirm with Nidhi whether everything is in place. Yeah, there is chart here. But I don't know what now. Chart, CFA. 1,000 rupees and you need to account for it. So what will
ठीक है, ये 2 मिनट बाद रुक जाओ, कोई बात नहीं.
Mr. Manoj. Mr. Rakesh. Mr. Shailesh. Mr. Kalappa.
टेम्पो हाई है.
Mr. Neeraj. Mr. Himanshu.
Mr. Ashish. Mr. Raghavendra. Mr. Vivek.
मेरा नाम
Mr. Karthik. Mr. Sadanand.
ऐसा करो आप तो बांध दो बाकी लोग एक्सचेंज कर लेंगे यार
Mr. Rajendra. Mr. Arun. Mr. Arun. Mr. Satya. Mr. Satya. Mr. Shailendra. Mr. Shailendra. Mr. Ashwini. Mr. Ashwini. Mr. Ashish.
शहर में आए यार तो मतलब कुछ नहीं करा यार। अबे दुबई
वो तो हरिद्वार वाला तो देखा है इनका टाउनशिप।
मिल गया मतलब बाकी तो हम लोग 10 से क्या बात मिला क्या फैमिली तो फिर मैं अनुराग को दे देता हूँ खत्म हो जाएगा
Believe it, we missed you at our 4 साल पहले गया इनको तो यार 4 सिलेंडर इंजन पहली बार आया
तो हमने आगे थे
रहे आके इनके भरोसे हमने बड़े क्या लोग बढ़िया विस्की है पानी के साथ और जब तुमने सिखाया था वही करता हूँ क्या हुआ था? एयरपोर्ट में
वही अपना ये भी ट्रेड ऑफ
His voice has been shaken.
एकदम सबसे कॉमन
क्या है ये?
For some reason.
If anybody could read Shah's handwriting,
even he could read it on handwriting.
he would come sign the one.
क्या अपना सामान होता है ना बनाने पड़ते हैं
बनाओ ना
भाई कपड़े पहन लिए हाँ बना दिए ढोलक तबला बजा है
स्वीट है ना? स्वीट है ना? राजेंद्र जी तो मेरा क्या दे? थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा मत दीजिए।
Thank you.